Coming to you tonight from Cleveland, Ohio. It's game 2 of this 3-game series at Progressive Field, where the Los Angeles Angels will try to even up this set against the Cleveland Guardians. Alongside Mark Gubas, I'm Wayne Randazzo. And Gubi, the Angels trying to get a win here to match up Cleveland getting the victory here last night.
Yeah, Wayne, tough one. They got the kid on the mound for the Halos today. And I just feel like the bats are going to wake up here. I mean, you need to do that against this Guardian pitching staff and a very patient Guardian lineup, too. So throwing strikes, very, very important, but also scoring some early runs.
Well, perhaps the most awake bat for the Angels lately has been that of Joe Adell's. Adell's probably been their most consistent offensive player this year, as we see some of the improvements he's made even from last season.
I mean, you can see that the baseball at times can jump off his bat. I think Joe Adell is getting to the point now where you're seeing him hit the ball in the air a lot more consistently. And, you know, Joe Adell has unbelievable power. Seeing the baseball, driving the other way, even with 2 strikes, he does a lot of damage. When he's ahead of the count, that's where you're going to try to see him launch that baseball bat a little bit. A lot more baseballs being consistently hit in the air. You look over the last 9 games, a .375 batting average, a couple big flies, and also 5 RBIs. And that's why he's going to be big in this lineup here today. Batting lower in the lineup here to give a little bit better balance. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Those last 9 games, you see where he's been doing as far as hits. 7 singles. He's hitting that ball. He's pulling the ball, using the whole field. 3 doubles, though. More importantly, and a couple home runs. Mentioned what he's done over that stretch as far as driving the baseball. Other way, a home run. Second deck up in Toronto. Hit a blast also on this road trip in Toronto.
And Joe Adell, the team leader in hits so far this season. He'll try to get some tonight against Slade Ciccone, who he's had some good numbers against so far in his career. And it'll be Walbert Urania on the mound for the Angels. Looked really sharp in his last couple of outings, especially good against the White Sox, getting his first major league win. See if he can get number 2 here tonight against the Guardians. Walbert Urania is on the mound for the Angels. Just 2 runs allowed in his last start. His last two starts, I should say. Picked up his first big league win against the White Sox. And this could be a favorable matchup for him against Cleveland.
Yeah, when he controls the strike zone, he has a wipe-out swing and miss changeup, which is very effective, especially against this Guardian lineup. A number of guys have struggled against it. You go over the last couple of games, the usage at 33%, a whip percentage at 35%. And also, when you look at the opponent's batting averages, .091, and they're not hitting the ball hard when they do make contact against that changeup. It is so effective, especially when he combos it with his sinker in the lower part of the strike. Combination could be really, really effective. And you know that 4-seamer upstairs. Take a look at our StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. The strikeouts this season with those changeup, 9 of them, a lot out of the strike zone chases. But the best thing about that changeup, why he gets his punch outs, it's the lower part of the strike zone or below. And a great, tremendous fade action to his changeup.
We'll see how he pulls that out here tonight. Needs to throw strikes against this Guardian team that's very patient, but does not hit changeups well. So we'll see how it goes. Game 2 here in Cleveland. Here in Cleveland as the Guardians take the field at Progressive Field for game 2 of this 3-game series. Used to be known as the Jacobs Field when this place opened. They sold out every game for 4 or 5 years straight. This place was really hopping back in the 90s. Still draws some pretty good crowds here on weekends and such. And once the weather warms up for good, so we show you the Angels lineup brought to you by Simpson Chevy, with Zach Neto leading off, then Mike Trout batting second, Shonowell hits third. Soler's the DH, Grissom at second base, Moncada's at third ahead of Joe Adell in the lineup. Adell's batting 7th. Josh Lowe is in left field, and it's Omar Martinez getting his first major league start behind the plate against Slade Ciccone, the starter for Cleveland today.
And Ciccone fastball about 92, 96. He'll throw a cutter, changeup, curveball, and sweeper. My go-tos to have success against them. They've had success against them throughout their career. A number of hitters in this lineup for the Halos, but to continue that success is direct swing path to those fastballs. 303 batting average, 4 home runs allowed, but really power his breaking ball. So far this season, that's his curveball and slider. 352, 4 home runs, and slugging over 600 against his breaking pitches. And the defense behind him, he's around the strike zone like most of the Cleveland pitchers. You got Jose Ramirez, I mean, he's phenomenal. When you look at 25 career defensive run saves at third base, and that's now tonight will be his 1185th start at third base. I mean, it's phenomenal what he's done. We talk about the bat and how that plays, but his defense has been really good. Bailey, by the way, multiple Gold Glove winner behind the plate here for the Guardians.
Second time he has caught for Cleveland since coming over from the San Francisco Giants. Still has very generic looking catcher's gear as a Guardian. You know, the catchers like to personalize their gear. I'm sure he'll get there at some point, but right now he's just wearing the generic, looks like you could buy that at Dick's Sporting Goods or whatever, that catcher's gear that he's wearing here tonight.
He says, you know what, I got 2 Gold Gloves. Eventually it'll be gold plated.
Zach Neto will lead things off. It's been kind of sunny for the most part today, but it's gotten cloudy here as this game begins. Ciccone facing Zach Neto to lead things off here this evening. And we are underway with a swing and a miss on a first pitch cutter. That's a new pitch really for Ciccone. He threw it a little bit last year. He's thrown it a lot more this year, and it's been his best pitch so far this season.
Yeah, he's got 8 strikeouts with it too. He's throwing about 26% of his pitches as cutter.
He called adding that new pitch to his repertoire like putting a new roof on his house.
When you think about his breaking pitch has been hit so hard, that cutter is almost like it's a hard slider. Well, earlier today the wind was blowing in. There's not movement at all. I think the baseball has a chance of carrying pretty well here tonight now.
It is no balls and 2 strikes on Neto as a modest 6-game hitting streak developing. He feels like he's coming around offensively. And he talked to Jeff Fletcher of the Orange County Register about his defense, and basically said while there's some stuff he needs to clean up, some mental stuff on the field, he's just trying to go out there and be a leader every day, and he knows that he needs to be a better defender at shortstop.
Yeah, he's the glue to that infield defense.
It was refreshing to hear those comments from Zach, and he also addressed, Bobby Valentine was a little bit of a critic of Zach Neto on our pregame show a week or 2 ago, and Zach said, he understands where Bobby's coming from, didn't take it as anything that was meant to be demeaning in any way to Zach, and he knows that's part of the deal here. 2 balls and 2 strikes as Neto strikes out for the first out of the game, and there's one away. Ciccone gets the strikeout, but it kind of works both ways. I mean, it's not easy to sit up here with a microphone and be critical of guys that you're around or close to or admire. And Bobby made a little bit of a stand on Zach, and Zach said that's no problem. That's just how it goes sometimes. Especially
when you see the work he puts in each and every day too for Neto, and him and Trout are together all the time. So they're talking about what they need to do to make the team better, themselves better. And Neto is going to work through all the issues he's got going. There's no question. He's that good of a player. Does everything extremely well.
Strikeouts have certainly piled up for Zach with 1 here in the first inning today as Trout swings through a high fastball. 61st time Neto has struck out this year. Trout has really done well against the Guardians over the course of his career. In his last 24 starts, he has reached base safely in each of them. That goes back now almost 9 years facing this Cleveland group. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Trout.
So far he's been throwing some fastballs. Ciccone against both Neto to be able to get that strikeout and a number of pitches right here. The Trout went sinker upstairs, 4-seamer was downstairs.
Trout has not had an extra base hit since he homered against the White Sox last Tuesday. He's had a few singles only mixed in during that time. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Trout as he pops one here to the right side out of play.
Another fastball. Velocity's been pretty solid so far. Ciccone 97, a couple of them already.
Well, he's a big guy, Ciccone. 6'4", 219 pounds. He's from Florida. And he was a first-round pick drafted by the Diamondbacks in the COVID year, 2020. Diamondbacks traded him to Cleveland to get Josh Naylor. It didn't last long with Arizona before ending up in Seattle. But that's a pretty good player to be traded for straight up, 1-for-1. Ciccone for Naylor, who did a lot here in Cleveland.
I know the Halos were glad he left this ballpark.
Well, can't be that glad. Now he's in the same division as them.
I know, but a little slightly different ballpark. The 8th inning here has been a nightmare for the Halos against him here.
Yeah, there was that series a few years ago when Josh Naylor homered in each game in the late innings in all 3. And they were all close games, too. So all those home runs were impactful from Naylor. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Trout.
Imagine you might get some fastball variety, whether it's a 4-seam, 2-seam, or maybe a cutter here.
check swing foul. It was a fastball that was upstairs, and Trout was lucky to his bat touched it and fouled it off.
Another full count for Trout.
It's like one of those cutters finds its way over the middle of the plate for Trout. That could be dangerous territory for Ciccone. Trout breaks his bat, loops it over the pitcher's mound. Coming in for it, Bazana, tough play. Trout safe.
That ends up being a rocket in the box score.
Get here all the way to Rocket Arena.
Yes. You knew that was going to be a tough play to spin on that one there. It was a sinker right on his hands. That was right on the handle of the bat. And Trout senses that speed down the line, beats it easily.
Just flying out of the box.
Boy, just under elite speed at 29.9 feet per second. 30 feet is elite speed.
Can we round up?
Yes, I'm going to. Especially after you get a baseball in the handle of your bat. It's going to take a while to get out of the batter's box after that.
Yeah, usually it does. There's a strike around the knees to Nolan Shonowell, but Trout was hustling for that hit.
How quick he got down the line. I'm telling you, it's tough to get out of the batter's box when that baseball is running in on the handle of the bat.
There's a strike to Shonowell, and it's 0-2. Shonowell batting third. If you look at this lineup today constructed by Kurt Suzuki, it's typical of a lineup that you'd see against a right-handed pitcher. However, Ciccone has not had typical right-handed pitchers' numbers, and the fact that right-handed hitters have absolutely annihilated him so far this year, batting .342, and he's had reverse splits throughout his career. The Angels saying before the game, and Kurt Suzuki saying that, you know, they look at that, but ultimately they decided that having the strengths of their own hitters, with Moncada doing well against right-handers, with Josh Lowe getting an opportunity against right-handers, and Shonowell moving back up to the 3-hole, that they felt using the strengths of their own lineup was more important than the splits or the numbers that Ciccone has put up against righties and lefties this year.
That's the exact pitch right there, and why he's more effective against lefties. So it's that cutter in. The cutter against a right-handed batter goes towards the barrel of the bat. When you look at Mariano Rivera's numbers, you know, Edgar Martinez, guys like that, you were better off with a right-handed batter against him because of that cutter than you would a left. He would just eat up left-handed batters throughout his Hall of Fame career.
That's why it's a little peculiar to see Jo Adell down in the 7th spot. Moncada getting a start over Peraza on the infield. As Shonowell loops one toward left, coming in for it, Kwan backs off, has a base hit. Kwan fires to second. Trout was a little late getting there, but he is able to make it safely, and the Angels have runners on first and second.
You can see how good of an outfielder Kwan is, how good that throwing arm, and Trout like slid on that base too. He's doing a lot of running already, Trout. There's burst.
A lot of starts and stops here.
Is he not sure he's going to be able to get to that baseball and how quickly he made the throw?
Kwan has a good arm too, but Trout able to get there. Now Shonowell at first. Here's Soler as he takes strike one from Ciccone. Angels have had success against Ciccone. Last time they faced him, they scored 5 runs on 7 hits with 3 homers against him last season. Jo Adell's at 2 home runs in his career against Ciccone. First innings have been an issue for him. A 6.75 ERA in the first. The Angels with a chance here to add to that first inning misery.
Very important to be able to get some early support for Urania today.
One ball, 2 strikes as Soler bounces one foul.
Basically, it's been all fastballs and cutters so far. Hasn't really featured his curveball or sweeper.
Arsenal of different types of fastballs here early on from Ciccone. Those breaking pitches have been hit pretty hard at times. He was okay in his last start. 2 runs allowed in 5 1/3 innings against the Royals. But still, his ERA is north of 6 overall. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Soler.
And on cue, he threw the curveball.
There you go. You willed it out of him.
Yes. Even up the count.
2-2, and that's also the number of pitches he's thrown in this first inning. 22 total. A busy first inning already with a couple of hits for the Halos. Soler fouls one away to stay alive.
Trout just trying to read Ciccone, or maybe take a shot at third base, but that's a good throwing arm behind the plate. Patrick Bailey can really throw. Over 28% caught base stealers throughout his career.
One of the quickest pop times in the league belonging to Bailey as he puts the squeeze on that 95-mile-an-hour fastball that strikes out Soler. 2 outs, 2 strikeouts in the inning. And that'll be Grissom.
Went upstairs with that 4-seam fastball. That's a pretty good spin rate on his 4-seamer. It stayed true all the way out of his hand to that upper part of the strike zone.
Ciccone had a pretty decent year for the Guardians last year. Made 23 starts. ERA was 4.3. His big issue sometimes is the long ball. Gave up 24 of them last year, and he's already allowed 8 this season. Ball 1 to Grissom. You can see how if some of these pitches lay flat, he's going to get crushed.
And if it's in the upper part of the strike zone, if this drifts down about an inch or 2 below that, it's going to right in that wheelhouse.
And there's not a lot of room for error for Ciccone, even though he throws kind of hard, at least for this generation with 95, 96. You can see where those pitches can be knocked around if he misses just by an inch or 2. Here's Grissom chopping one to short. Rocchio grabs that, steadies himself with a high throw to first, but Manzardo on the back to end the inning. 2 hits but no runs. Angels leave a pair. Well, Walbert Urania has certainly shown his impressive arm to begin his major league career. This is his 5th start. Last 2 have been really good. He got knocked out early in that start against the Mets thanks to a line drive off the leg. Otherwise, he pitched really well. And he picked up his first win against the White Sox last time.
And it's fastball. We talk about how it touches 99 to 101. That sinker 4-seam fastball. 4-seamer has been really good. A swing and miss changeup. Still looking for that dominance with his sweeper that will make him even more difficult to hit, especially for the right-handed batters.
The only issue here is that ball 1 to Kwan. This is a very patient Cleveland lineup. The Guardians have 5 players with as many or more walks than strikeouts in their lineup, and includes Kwan, who takes ball 2. And this is something that Urania cannot let get away from him tonight. You have to throw strikes to this group of Guardians.
Yeah, because that sets up your changeup. If you're not able to throw your fastball for a strike, Stephen Vogt back in the dugout here for the Guardians tonight. Good to see that.
He's overcome his respiratory illness, and there's a strike on the changeup from Urania. Stephen Vogt has returned. Guardians were 1-1 without him, and they're 20-20 with him. Kwan lines one to shallow left, coming in for it low. He will play it on a bounce, base hit. So Kwan serves one the other way, and Cleveland has a leadoff single.
My go-tos for Urania to have a big-time game in which the Halos need today to be able to get this victory here in Cleveland is control the strike zone with his fastball. And he's got that good fastball, but that allows him to get batters out and to get him to chase the changeup. And that's going to be an important one for him throughout this entire game.
Here's Chase DeLauder as he takes ball 1. Now DeLauder's another guy with more walks than strikeouts for the Guardians. He's walked 19 times. He's only struck out 16. Bazana 12 walks, 7 strikeouts. Kwan's even 21-21. Ramirez 31 walks, 27 strikeouts, and Rocchio's even 14-14. 5 guys in their lineup.
It's unbelievable how patient they are. Kwan was just 1 for 18 against changeups before getting a base hit on that changeup against the guy with one of the best changeups in the game.
Yeah, go figure. There's a strike to DeLauder. Well, our old friend, the late John Sterling, would say that's baseball. Gooby.
Yes, it is. DeLauder's having a tough time with changeups himself. This 3 for 21. Maybe we'll roll one over for a double play.
Kwan started and then stopped. He didn't go. It's ball 2. Kwan has 2 steals for a Cleveland team that has stolen 43 times. That's the most stolen bases of any team in the American League.
Martinez getting his first major league start behind the plate. He's doing at 23% of base stealers throughout his minor league career.
Ball 3 to Chase DeLauder. Angels walked 10 Guardian hitters yesterday. Most walks in a Cleveland game since June of 2022 offensively for them. DeLauder at 5 homers in his first 7 major league games, at least in the regular season. He chops this ball though to second. Grissom has that shovel to net 0-1. Over to first 2, a double play.
There was that changeup, and he got a double play with it.
Now stepping to the plate for the Guardians,
the defense behind Urania today. Martinez mentioned getting that first career start. Got Grissom at second base involved in that double play. You know, you got Zach Neto, but it's good to see that first major league start for him. He already has a major league base hit. He's always been known as a solid defender working with Urania here. These two have worked together before, so it should work out good today.
Here's Jose Ramirez with 2 outs. He takes strike 1. Urania with a 52% ground ball rate. That's 5th best in the American League so far. And inducing that double play, getting him out of any hot water that could have developed after the leadoff hit from Kwan. You always feel like the pitcher's in hot water whenever Jose Ramirez is in.
You feel a little bit better about putting your foot in that hot water with no one on base with Ramirez at the plate. But he is some kind of player.
Certainly has built up a Hall of Fame resume with the Guardians. And in terms of the longevity of a player wearing this uniform, or wearing whichever Cleveland uniform, he has put together one of the great, and maybe the greatest, career of any Cleveland player, going back now over a century to the beginning of the American League, a charter team. Strike 3 called. Urania paints it with a changeup. Well, it looked like he thought he did.
I think everyone thought he did.
The whole team ran off the field.
And it was a strike.
Why did Martinez didn't challenge it?
I mean, that's all over the bottom part of the strike zone.
They all ran off the field, but nobody bothered to challenge it. Now Ramirez does strike out on a pitch in the dirt. The changeup gets him after all.
Our Hyundai key for the game today, going Iron Maiden. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2026. Run to the hills. I'm talking about extra base hits throughout this game for the Halos, including some home runs, some doubles, and being aggressive on the bases too, going first to third, just to press the issue to get this offense on track on the road.
Yohan Moncada leads off the second, takes ball 1. Billy Idol going into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year.
Still have tomorrow.
He wants more and more and more.
Yes. So does the Halo offense.
Yes, they need more. Moncada had a big cut there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Does have a career home run against Ciccone.
That's certainly the way to beat Ciccone. He'll give up the long ball, as we mentioned. 8 homers allowed already this year in 8 starts. Angels had a couple of base hits in the first inning, but no runs. Angels still have hit 50 home runs on the year, 4th most in the American League. For a while, they were pacing the AL in that category. They've fallen off some in terms of the consistency with the long ball. Just 17 home runs in their last 21 games. They had 20 in their 9 games before that. This team was seemingly hitting everything over the ball, over the wall. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Moncada. Moncada does have 692 OPS against right-handed pitching this year. He's getting the start over Oswald Peraza, whose numbers against righties are not as much as lefties. A liner to left center, and that falls in for a hit. So Moncada smacks one the other way and has the 3rd Angels hit
felt
already.
like he quick pitched him a little bit there.
Now batting for Los Angeles.
Joe Adell's hit 2 home runs off of Ciccone in his career, and here they are.
That's covered a long way, and that's a reaction you'll get when the baseball is covered a long way. That one's even more impressive, almost similar to the swing he had in Toronto when he went the opposite field.
So see if Adell can come through again today against Ciccone. And a big cut there, 0-1. Joe's hitting .279 overall. Showed you his numbers over the last 9 games. 12 hits in that time for Adell. Soft bouncer. It's Ramirez with an aggressive pick. Gets it to second for 1. Over to first. It is a double play.
I don't think so. I think they'll check that one.
Well, Jose Ramirez on an all-or-nothing scoop in third. Came in very hard at that ball. Was able to quickly get it to second. Even give Cleveland a chance.
Yeah, they're going to check that. Well, that was an incredible pick. That is a tough hop.
Bazzana didn't have all that much on the throw.
Yeah, you can see that foot's on the bag before the ball's in the glove.
Dell should be safe at first here. Take another look. It looks like he's just ahead of it.
Yeah, that foot is on the base before that ball was in the glove. It's a great view right there.
The ball's got to be nestled in there right there, and he's already on the base, so it should be overturned. It is close, but the evidence should allow for an overturn here. You never really know, though.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where they can easily just say call stands, which it shouldn't be the case.
Not in this case.
After
No.
review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Los Angeles retains their challenge.
Now I feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, our view rate from where we're at, you could see he beat that one out. And Joe was not moving off the base.
Dell felt like he was safe, and he was. If he gets moving on the bases here, 2 for 2 in stolen base tries. Angels haven't stolen a lot this year. They have largely been successful when they've had an opportunity to go. Just 7 times they've been caught stealing on 31 tries this year. Josh Lowe had a good cut, no balls and 1 strike. Lowe's had some good swings. He just has not turned them into hits.
That swing he had last night, so short and direct to the baseball, you hope that carries into today. Just a good shot right back up the middle last night.
1 ball and 1 strike on Lowe. Lowe was hampered by injuries his last couple of years as a Tampa Bay Ray, and the numbers kind of fell as a result. Trying to get back to where he was a few years ago when he had his best season in the major leagues in 2023.
Scone's allowed 5 stolen bases in 5 attempts this year when he's been on the mound.
Throws over to check on Adele. Count 1 ball 1 strike on Lowe. Fly ball to center. This one right in the direction of Daniel Schneemann, who is there for the second out. As Adele returns to first, the number 9 batter Omar Martinez will be the batter.
Yeah, he got Josh Lowe to go after that cutter below the strike zone.
Omar Martinez.
Martinez, a native of Venezuela, was in the Yankees organization for a number of years before the Angels picked him up. Recorded his first major league hit in Toronto the other day.
Batting 1,000.
One ball, no strikes, no pressure. That's a tough way to start, though, when you're hitting 1,000. You feel like there's nowhere to go but down.
An OPS of 2,000.
2 balls and no strikes on Martinez. Hit just .212 at Salt Lake this year. His OPS was above 850 against right-handed pitchers.
Good take on that one.
It was indeed a take. 3-0 now with Zach Neto on deck. So if Martinez can find his way on here, and the Angels can get their leadoff man up with a chance to take the lead.
See if you get that same pitch. 3-0. It's a good take there. More than likely you're going to get the same type of pitch. Might not be the exact same location, but you'll get another fastball.
It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Martinez took a hack there and fouled it back. Sounds like Logan O'Hoppe is progressing through his minor league rehab assignment pretty quickly. He'll play for Salt Lake today at AAA. Sounds like he could be ready to go by Friday. I'm sure he comes out the next couple of days feeling good, and then we'll see. Dodgers and Angels play this weekend. Martinez breaks his bat, floats one, shallow right center field, tough spot. Schneemann is over and makes the catch.
Hot man started.
Welcome back back to Cleveland, and ever since spring training, Walbert Urania and Jose Soriano have found themselves seated next to each other quite often. Soriano said, "We're more than just teammates, we're friends." So that's a pretty good resource for the 22-year-old Walbert Urania. Sori told me before the game today, sometimes those conversations, just like regular friends, sometimes I give advice too. Advice like, don't let the game control you, one pitch at a time, enjoy the moment. You're here for a reason, he said, so just believe in yourself. Sori said he wants to put him in a better place than he was in at the time when he was so young in this game too. Now, Kurt Suzuki said Soriano is mature beyond his years in the way that he carries himself, so no surprise that he finds himself in this position to be handing out advice already. A good thing for Urania, Suzuki said.
Well, I'll tell you what, their stuff is very similar, and I think once Urania gets a better feel for his breaking ball, it's going to be just like that dominance we're seeing for Soriano. His changeup is like the splitter for Soriano. The fastballs, both the sinker and the four-seamer, upper 90s, touch 100. It's the matter of that breaking ball, a feel for it, Urania.
Swing and a miss by Manzardo on a 99-mile-an-hour sinker in the dirt.
That's what I'm talking about. There's a lot of similarities between the two. Get a swing like that on a pitch not quite near the strike zone from the get-go.
Has to be a tremendous resource for Walbert Urania to walk into this big league roster and have someone who is as similar as he is in Jose Soriano, and that is starting to put together his own run of success at this level. It's a very fortunate landing spot for Urania. Full count on Kyle Manzardo. It's 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Got him with the changeup.
That was such a good changeup. So we showed it with Soriano with his splitter, how good and effective that could be against lefties. The same thing with the changeup. Urania just turns that one over. Wow, that's nasty.
Urania had some command issues against the Royals, but really, if you look back over his last 4 starts, 3 of them have been excellent. Struck out 8 Padres on April 19th with only 2 runs allowed on 4 hits. Gave up just 1 run, 2 hits to the Mets on May 1st, and 1 run, 2 hits to the White Sox in his last start.
It was interesting. They had to make him throw that baseball away.
Travis Bazzana takes ball 1. Why would that be?
Well, I know I wouldn't want to get rid of that baseball after I threw a changeup like that for a strikeout. And it didn't look like Urania did either. The umpire asked for the ball to throw it away.
Bazzana had a couple of walks in the game yesterday, plus a 2-run double. This guy is just not interested in swinging the bat up there. He's going to take and take until he gets the exact one he wants. Very mature approach from Bazzana, who is just a few weeks into his major league career. Called up in April.
He takes a healthy hack.
There. Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to get cheated when he finally gets the one he wants. First #1 pick in Cleveland history.
Rick Manning in there.
Yeah, a couple of number 2s. Greg Swindell. That worked out for Rick Manning.
By the way, his 37th year of broadcasting. 37.
He's a little ahead of you in his broadcasting track. 3 balls and 1 strike.
I remember facing him.
Really? Did you get him out?
I know he didn't hit a home run against me. That's all I care about.
Bazzana rolls over the changeup, and even though that wasn't a swing and miss or a strikeout, it is an extremely effective pitch nonetheless. He had Bazzana way out in front.
Yes, I mean, it's the perfect changeup. He's not going to strike out a whole lot, Bazzana. So he's going to make contact. You get him out in front and get him to roll it over. That's perfect.
So 2 up, 2 down here in the second. Urania's retired 4 in a row since Stephen Kwan started the game with a base hit. Here is Schneemann, the center fielder for the Guardians. It's still not a team that's going to wow you offensively. They were helped out a lot last night, being walked 10 times. That helped them get 7 runs, helped them make the hits they did get to be impactful ones.
We talk about reverse splits for Ciccone, but same thing with Urania too. Lefties are just hitting 125. Righties are hitting 318 against them. And a lot of lefties in the bat here in the lineup for the Guardians today. And that changeup really plays against them. There's another changeup.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Martinez getting a start. No Rhys Hoskins in there today. Austin Hedges and David Fry, the other couple of catching options that bat right-handed. And you're right, neither manager really played to the weakness of the opposing pitcher today with the lineup. Really just stuck to whatever they believe the strengths are for their squad in terms of left versus right.
It's good to see him throw a sweeper there. Now he has a changeup shot. Back to another sweeper.
Makes the count 2 balls 2 strikes on Schneemann, who's a San Diego native. That changeup kind of ran away. 3 balls and 2 strikes to count, with Angel Martinez waiting to bat next. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another changeup results in another strikeout. Ureña's fan 3, all 3 are coming on that changeup. 2 in this inning to get out of the second. There is Progressive Field, the home of these Cleveland Guardians, who were the American League Central Division champion last year, as they were the year before, although a pretty unconventional route to get there last year. Zach Neto leads off here in the 3rd and fouls one off. 15.5 game deficit that they erased. They were 10 games out on September 6th and won the division.
That is still, I'm scratching my head thinking that was impossible last year.
No balls and 1 strike on Zach Neto. Swing and a miss on a cutter, and it's 0-2. Angels are 6 games out right now on May 12th. That's why you can't jump off the bandwagon just yet. The Guardians were 10 games out on September 6th and won their division. Stephen Vogt, the American League Manager of the Year in back-to-back years. Only the 4th manager to ever do that.
Well, I remember him getting his last major league hit. It was against the Halos. Hit a home run.
It's a nice way to go out.
Yes. Azusa Pacific he went to.
The only other managers to be Manager of the Year back-to-back years: Pat Murphy, who's also done it the last 2 years, Kevin Cash of the Rays, and the late Bobby Cox did it. As Zach Neto goes down on strikes, that one right down the middle. 3rd strikeout for Ciccone, and here's our Kia player profile on guess who? Mike Trout.
25 straight versus Cleveland. By the way, it's 2 fastballs for Zach Neto on a strikeout, 1 swing and 1 looking.
One thing about Neto that has really stood out is how much he has struck out from an offensive standpoint this year. 62 times now. He leads the majors in that category. O'Neill Cruz has struck out 61 times. Murakami is at 60, and James Wood is at 60, and Neto now at 62.
Surprising on that one, especially on fastballs. He usually crushes fastballs.
It's a strike to Trout, and it's 1 ball 2 strikes.
Scone's thrown quite a few fastballs, and that might have been out of the strike zone there.
Neto entering today hitting just 247 off fastballs at 273 last year. He's really not hitting off speed pitches this year, which he did a lot better last season. Trout looks at strike 3 now. Ciccone with back-to-back punch-outs on fastballs that were called 3rd strikes.
I'm not so sure that was a strike either. And it wasn't. That's 2 in that at bat against Trout that were called a strike.
The mechanism is there to challenge those pitches. Shonowell fouls 1 away. No balls and 1 strike. You're still going to see missed calls. You're still going to see missed calls that aren't challenged, which can impact an at bat. But there's when you want your guy to use one of those challenges. I mean, you don't want your best hitter taking strike 3 on a pitch that was not a strike. And you could kind of kick around what's leveraged and what's not, but your best hitter at the plate is leverage every time.
Yes. Especially we just showed that graphic with 25 straight games getting on base, with all those extra base hits too against the Guardians.
Trout has already moved that streak forward today with his infield hit in the first inning.
Boy, after every pitch, Ciccone takes a big deep breath, and he's still able to get the sign and be able to deliver a pitch and not be affected by a pitch timer.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Shonowell with a base hit in the first, and has a base hit here in the third as well. It's already the 4th hit for Shonowell in this series.
Went down and got that cutter. That's a good sign for Shonowell to get a cutter downstairs and hit it hard for a base hit. I mean, that's a pretty good pitch. That's him. That's vintage Shonowell.
Well, pushed his average into the higher 260s now. As Shonowell's on base for the second time, Soler looks at a strike. On base percentage for Shonowell is north of 300 overall entering today, but 266 now with the average. Hasn't walked as much this year as we've seen in the past. Now, he walked 59 times last year, 68 the year before, just 11 so far this year. His on base is 315.
I mean, the numbers say the Halos are going to get a hold of him soon, but so far he's made some really good pitches, especially keeping the top of the order. Just 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts for the Halos.
He's throwing a ton of fastballs here today.
Yeah, he's coming in at about 48%. And when you throw in the cutters, it's pretty much all the fastball family.
He's at 65% with the sinker and 4-seam fastball, just the traditional fastballs, not to mention that cutter usage. That's a liner fair down the left field line. It bounces toward the corner. It's grabbed by Kwan. Shonowell gets to third. He'll have to stay there. Throw to second base. Soler is safe. That's a double.
That was a quick relay in. That was a close play at second. That was a rocket. 107 off the bat. That was that sinker. Boy, he crushed that one. Talk about playing this well. Kwan was right in position to get that in. He thought maybe initially might have a play at third, and he had a play at second also.
Good job by Rocchio to quickly turn that one to second base on the relay. No hesitation whatsoever from Rocchio.
They do a lot of things really well, the Guardians, you know, just to limit the outs, just be in position to hit the cutoff man, and relays that could break right away, knew to throw to second base there. Communication there.
RBI chance for Grissom, who grounded out his first time, stranded 2 in the first inning. Now 2 in scoring position as Grissom falls behind 0-2. 61 pitches from Ciccone. Angels have had their hits now, 5 of them.
There's that big deep breath he takes between pitches.
Got to clear the mechanism.
Yeah, you were over at Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Pink Floyd's in. They have a song, "Breathe, Breathe in the Air." That's what he's doing.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Grissom. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Angels have 5 hits in the first 3 innings, but no runs against Slade Ciccone.
Urania so far, that changeup has been as advertised. Jose Ramirez chasing that one below the strike zone. There's 1, now 2, as that runs and fades off the outside at 93. That one down the lower part of the strike zone. So 3 lefties chasing and missing the changeup. 3 strikeouts, no walks so far in 2 innings for Urania.
Urania looking good once again. Angel Martinez will lead off here in the 3rd inning. Martinez has shown some pop this year. He's at 5 home runs, 4 from the left side of the plate.
Boy, the movement on that changeup too. 17 inches of arm side movement on his changeup. That's why it's so effective against lefties. Good against righties too. Could run in below the hands and run it off to the inside part of the plate.
Well, it helps that it's coming off a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, too.
That does play pretty well.
That could be a reason for the effectiveness, in addition to the movement, everything else. For Walbert Urania, there's another one.
He gets back into the count with his changeup.
Well, you know, it almost bends hitters like a breaking ball does sometimes. You know, his breaking ball has not proven to be terribly effective, which really he'll need more against right-handers. But these lefties can't figure him out.
Because it's the exact same arm slide. We talk about tunneling in the pitches. That's exactly what he's able to do.
I mean, you'd almost just have to guess, and I guess because he's really a two-pitch pitcher right now, especially to left-handers, you know, it might just help to guess. As Martinez throws his bat at this and lofts one to right field. It sends Adele back out near the wall, and it's gone. So Angel Martinez guesses right, flips his bat, and it's his 6th home run of the year. It's his 5th from the left side.
Boy, not a bad spot either. Boy, when you're not scoring runs, it's that one little mistake. All of a sudden, you're behind in the game. It was working its way to the outer part of the plate. He was off balance, but he did a real nice job, Wayne, of keeping his hands back, though, even though the front hit opened up.
So Martinez gives Cleveland a 1-0 lead in front of Patrick Bailey, who swings and misses.
First home run he's allowed versus his changeup. He's only allowed 2 home runs all season.
1 ball, 1 strike on Bailey, traded from the Giants just a few days ago. Cleveland got a compensatory first-round pick, which is number 29 overall in this year's draft, plus a pitching prospect, Matt Wilkinson. And it gives the Guardians a whole lot of defense behind the plate, with Patrick Bailey labeled as the best defensive catcher in baseball, and Austin Hedges not far behind.
Those guys are friends, you know, their fantasy football teams. From afar, now they're teammates. By the way, a 42-degree launch angle by Martinez on that one. A hang time over 6 seconds.
Just stuck his bat out, and that ball carried right over the wall and right. Give the Guardians a 1-0 lead, only their 2nd hit. The Angels have 5, but no runs, and now still 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bailey. Basically, from the Giants' perspective, they need some offense, and Bailey wasn't providing any. So Buster Posey, who was a great defensive and offensive catcher, decided to part ways with Bailey and give somebody else a chance there. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. But if you look at the runs saved from Bailey's framing over the last few seasons, he is almost lapping the field.
He's almost like an offensive player from the defensive side.
This is his defensive run saved overall, which puts him 4th best in baseball and 1st among catchers.
I say that's a catcher with that.
But if you look at his framing runs saved since his major league debut, he has 69 framing runs saved. Alejandro Kirk is 2nd on that list with 37. And Hedges is 3rd at 35. Bailey loops one up the middle. It's caught by Neto. Takes it into a dive. Well, actually hit harder than it appeared at first, and Neto laid out to grab it, 1 away.
That pitch below the strike zone too.
The shortstop, number 4, Ryan Rocchio.
It's a quick reaction.
Allstate good hands replay. That ball was struck pretty well by Bailey, and Neto reached out to grab it. There's a strike to Rocchio, had a big hit in the game yesterday.
That's why I think that pitch right there, Wayne's important, because now they're tracking lower part of the strike zone, even below. The home run was that. On a change-up sinker there. 4-seamer helps.
Breaking ball still not quite landing for Urania. 1 ball, 1 strike on Rocchio. A 2-run base hit to give the Guardians a lead last night. It's this ball sharply through the right side, a base hit for Rocchio.
That's 3 hits versus his changeup today for a team that doesn't hit changeups real well.
One out, and Rocchio is on with Kwan, who had a base hit his first time coming up.
This hit in place perfectly, not hit hard. This is type of an action play here with Rocchio at first base and Kwan at the plate for the Guardians. He's got to keep an eye on that one.
Fastball in there from Urania. No balls, one strike on Kwan.
Still feel that Rocchio might take a shot at it here.
Pretty big lead dancing around. Urania with a throw over. If a good throw there, might have had a shot at a pickoff. The throw ended up being wide of the bag, and Shonowell just knocking it down to keep it around first base.
Good footwork he had, but he didn't have the throw. You want to keep that throw as close to your body, not your longer throwing motion like you would throw to the plate. You shorten up your throw.
Ball one to Kwan.
That's always the key for a quick pickoff to first, is shorten up your throw. Not that long throwing motion you do to the plate. You want to be quicker.
Rocchio still has shortened up that lead since that throw over. I think he knew that a good throw would have had him. Sandy Alomar Jr., the first base coach.
Had a chance to talk to him for a while this afternoon. Boy, what a great player he was.
It's a little bouncer from Kwan. Shonowell grabs it and flips to first for the out, as Urania covers ahead of Kwan's getting there. So 2 outs and Rocchio advancing to second base. Always striking how tall Sandy Alomar Jr. is for a catcher.
Yes, and believe me, he batted number 9 at times for Cleveland back in the day. Can you imagine a lineup with him batting number 9?
He was a good hitter in his own right, an all-star a few times. Sandy Jr. Rocchio now way off second. The throw not in time.
Yeah, he got back.
Again, Neto had to reach for that throw a bit. If it's right on the base there, they got a shot.
Heck, a few years ago, Bobby Grich, I'm sure he's still watching a lot of Angels game. He used to drop that knee at the bag, so you weren't getting back. I want to pick off like that.
You can't do that
no, but
now unless you have the ball.
But Bobby Grich was pretty good at that one.
2 balls, no strikes on DeLauder.
All of a sudden, this is a big batter here. He's waiting on deck.
And Ramirez would bat next. That's what DeLauder's banking on, knowing that you don't want to face him in a big spot. So DeLauder hoping he can get something to handle with Rocchio at second base. Instead, he fouls off a good changeup.
How many times has he thrown a 2-0 changeup so far today? Got him in that throwing hand. Trying to get feeling back in that hand. Foul ball right off his hand. You usually see catchers put the hand behind their back. I'm a base runner. I'm thinking about going because his hand is numb.
2 balls and 1 strike on DeLauder. The Guardians have stolen third quite a bit this year, and they are 9 for 9 when they attempt to steal third. Three balls, 1 strike. And DeLauder takes a strike at the knees to make it 3-2. 100 on that sinker.
That was pretty close too. Just maybe touched the bottom part. 25 pitches into this inning. Got to have that great changeup working here.
Payoff pitch coming to DeLauder. And he got just a piece to stay alive. It was another power sinker.
100. It's all about the Benjamins, Wayne.
Walbert Urania is going to get a lot of those if he keeps up pitching like this at this level. Trying to put away DeLauder and get out of this inning. Urania steps off. Pitch count piling up with the number of pitches in this inning. The count is 3-2 on the Cleveland DH tonight. DeLauder punches one toward the left field line. Josh Lowe runs after it and makes the catch in fair territory to end the inning. Cleveland gets on the board. Josh Lowe makes a friend, and it's 1-0 here after 3. Join us at Angel Stadium Friday, May 22nd. The Rangers will be in town. You can walk away with a new addition to your hat collection. First 25,000 fans get a camo trucker hat courtesy of Angels Radio AM 830. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info. Strike one to Moncada at a base hit in the 4th inning. Angels have had 5 hits in this game and just 3 innings against Slade Ciccone, but they have not been able to knock anybody home. They've left 5 men on base as a result. Moncada late on that as he cracked it foul. No balls, 2 strikes.
Had some hits too last night. He just struggled to bunch them together and get the big hit with the guy in a scoring position.
And the Angels actually out hit Cleveland yesterday 9-7, but lost 7-2. 0-2 on Moncada. That's just off the plate inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Both teams have their challenges in order. By this time yesterday, they did not. Both teams were out. Moncada was the last to find out, though, when he tried to challenge one late in the game. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Came out as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning and struck out looking. And tried to challenge, but that had been over with for about an hour and a half at that point.
We had a pitch to drive there too. You could see this by his reaction.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Every time you see a ball in the air here, you look up and you look at the toothbrush looking lights that they have at Progressive Field. They were the first stadium to have those kind of light stanchions looking like toothbrushes when the lights are on. Still 2-2 on Moncada.
There they are.
There they are, the toothbrush lights. Some of those ballparks when you were playing, they barely had functioning lights.
Oh man, there you go.
2-2 on Moncada.
And we travel by train too. There's a little drizzle right now too.
Yeah, the weather was pretty nice all day, but got a little cloudy and drizzly here. Moncada
He's had some pitches to drive in this at bat. I feel like that cutter is on the horizon here against Moncada. See if he can get it out in front.
Moncada with a single in his first at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes here on Yoan. And it's a fly ball to center field. This one will hang for Schneemann. 1 away here in the 4th.
Now batting for Los Angeles is the right fielder, number 7, Joe Adell.
A lot of places to stand and kind of hang out here at Progressive Field. They got that left field corner, which is basically a standing room area. They have this right field corner, which has become kind of a trendy spot in the ballpark. For
Indeed called the corner.
Yeah, well, it's Carnegie in Ontario. As Adell fouls one off. So you have that corner, you have the left. I can't really look at the left field corner all that much, though. I get Rajai Davis just comes and bubbles up in my brain every single time.
Oh, yes, that was like an all-time moment. That was that series was great.
1 ball, 1 strike. They're actually honoring the American League champion 2016 team this weekend. Although it is not a world championship celebration, thanks to the Cubs outlasting Cleveland in that game 7. But Rajai Davis certainly had his hand in what was a historic moment, homering off Aroldis Chapman. This place went absolutely berserk. It's the loudest I've ever heard anywhere ever. It was ridiculous how loud this place got.
It's been a long time since Cleveland's won a World Series, and not as long as the Cubs at that point, but
no.
it was long too.
Yeah, 1948, which is starting to almost 80 years now since they had last won a World Series here. Bob Feller was on that team in 1948. They won in 1920 as well. Two balls and two strikes on Joe Adell. You know, you ever watch that show Succession?
No.
It's a great show. You should watch it. But they gave away the ending of the show, really from the beginning, based on the 1920 World Series, which the Indians won. The last name of Bill Wambsgans showed up on Succession and kind of foretold the ending. Ball 3 to Adell, and it's 3-2. That writer, whoever wrote that, thinking about Bill Wambsgans in the 1920 World Series, recording the only unassisted triple play in the history of the World Series, and putting that as a little Easter egg for the show Succession. That was above and beyond.
I got to check that out.
Yeah. Adell taps one foul to stay alive.
Yeah, staying alive in at bat. That is definitely a good battle right here for Joe Adell. He wasn't expecting that one. Usually when you make a pitch like that and you don't get it out, you might make a mistake. Hopefully Joe Adell gets it.
That is ball 4. So Ciccone walks a batter for the first time today. Joe Adell is on base with one out here in the 4th inning.
Left fielder number 3, Josh Lowe.
Josh Lowe stands in.
Kind of in that zone there for Josh Lowe to do damage, just over top of it.
Low fly to center his first time as he fouls this one behind home plate, and now it's no balls, 2 strikes on Lowe. 82 pitches for Ciccone, so whatever the case may be as far as his work here today, the Angels getting a lot of base runners. You see a lot of that Cleveland bullpen behind Ciccone.
When you think about that third time through, which is not that far away from it, batting average jumps from 234 second time to 447 the third time. That's why you got the bullpen going.
Yeah, 17 for 36 the third time around. That has not gone very well for Ciccone. Gaddis is throwing, but really for Cleveland, you know, they use their bullpen a lot anyway. It's a good bullpen, but these guys get worked a lot by Stephen Vogt.
And even you go back to that 16 season when they were in the World Series, that bullpen got used a lot also.
Andrew Miller was the big arm in that pen then. 1-2 as Lowe goes down on strikes. That is strikeout number 6 for Ciccone today. 2 down. It'll be Omar Martinez after a ride with Hyundai.
Number 66.
A car that sees what you can't, how it should be. The Hyundai Tucson.
Martinez fly to center his first time.
It's a slow walk out, I think, for a couple of reasons, just to make sure he refocus after that at bat, but also to give more time for the bullpen to be ready.
Yeah, it would appear, judging by Bailey going out now, that they're not going to let Ciccone face Neto a third time. Gaddis is just about ready, and if Martinez does keep this inning going, I would imagine we would see Gaddis come in with 2 on.
And we talked about that visit from a catcher. If a catcher came out after I punched someone out, I'm going to tell him quickly, just go right back where you just were. I just struck someone out. I know what you're doing.
Ball rocketed foul by Martinez. No balls and a strike. Well, Angel Martinez is homered for the Guardians today. See if Omar Martinez can follow suit.
Good speed at first base with Joe Adell. If he get down to hit one down the line, right field line.
cut by Martinez, and it's 0-2. Angels have not had to reach very deep into their catching depth the last few years. I mean, Hoppy and d'Arnaud did all of it last year. We saw a little bit of Sebastian Rivero toward the end. That was it. One ball, 2 strikes on Omar Martinez. Now with Hoppy and d'Arnaud on the IL, we've seen Rivero and Martinez have to share the catching duty of late. As we mentioned earlier, Hoppy could be back sooner than later. Check swing, and that is ball 2.
How was he able to hold up on that one also? He was able to do so.
That one is in for strike 3, and Ciccone has been able to gut his way through 4 innings here. The Angels still have not gotten on the board. The Guardians certainly have been built around Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez. Neither has had great offensive starts to the year. Kwan has been especially quiet. Here is Ramirez leading off the bottom of the 4th, but they've got some other contributions. We've talked about DeLauder. Travis Bazzana has looked pretty good to start his major league career. Angel Martinez now has 6 home runs. So the Guardians are actually scoring more this year than they did last year as Ramirez bounces out here to begin the 4th.
Good changeup. How about the Twins in the dugout there for the Guardians?
Well, they don't want Twins in the dugout.
Well,
that's their division rival.
But that's who they are right there.
Vogt and Arnerich.
Yes.
They actually share a house together here in Cleveland during the season.
Look at that.
They are inseparable.
They're 2 of a kind.
Stephen Vogt and his lookalike bench coach Tony Arnerich. Kyle Manzardo looks at a strike.
That is unbelievable.
Well, they spit at the same time. Do you see that?
Yes, they do.
One ball, 1 strike on Manzardo.
So I'm going to move away for 1 second. Nah, I'm still here.
Manzardo struck out his first time as he looks at strike 2 from Urena.
Good changeup sweeper, changeup, changeup. The 51% coming in the game at 32 on the season.
Well, I guess he got the memo that Cleveland struggles with changeups. He's thrown a whole bunch of them here. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Manzardo. Struck out his first time. He smacks that one foul over toward the first base side camera. Well,
interesting. All 3 of their hits today have been versus his changeup, including the home run.
Well, he's thrown it over 50% of the time, so I guess there's been some contact, and Martinez stayed back long enough to hit one out. Manzardo fouls off a fastball.
They're all speed pitches late on that one. That was pretty close to the heart of the plate. That's a good pitch. Just a little bit off the outside corner. Or not.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Urena struck out 3 tonight. All 3 have come on the changeup. That's ball 3 to Manzardo. So a full count. After Urena was ahead in the count initially. Zana, another left-handed batter on deck. Slow roller, another changeup resulting in some soft contact. Grissom throws out Manzardo. 2 up, 2 down.
You were talking about that earlier, about a 77-mile-per-hour exit velocity on his changeup. That was slightly less than that.
I think that Vogt and Arnerich realize that they look alike. Do you think they're in denial about it?
I don't think we look alike at all. I don't know what everyone's talking about.
They said if they could separate, maybe they'd confuse people, but.
Well, Stephen Vogt ever got thrown out of the game, it could just still switch.
Yeah,
and nobody would know.
Could do that old tag team trick where they just switch in and out of the ring without even tagging out. Referee would never knows the difference. Yeah, the conquistadors. Strike to Bazana. Will the real Stephen Vogt please stand up?
Please stand up.
2 balls and 1 strike on Bazana.
He's looking. Are you ready to spit?
Hey, are you me?
We got to laugh at that one. Good sinker. 98-mile-an-hour sinker.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Bazana. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another changeup strikeout for Urania. He's had 4 tonight. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 4th. Now the Angels and Dodgers will get together this weekend for the Freeway Series. The Halos were really an improbable 6-0 against both the defending and eventual world champion Dodgers, and we'll see if they can take it to them again, although the Dodgers have been sort of scuffling lately. We'll have our coverage start Friday night 6 o'clock, Saturday at 6, and Sunday at 12:30 right here on ABTV for the Angels and the Dodgers, as the Guardians change pitchers ahead of this 5th inning, and now Zach Neto swings and misses against the new pitcher Hunter Gaddis for the Guardians.
Well, Wayne, I'm going to say this. If I'm a starting pitcher and I'm throwing 4 shut innings, I'm at a happy camper coming out right now after 4.
7 strikeouts, too, for Ciccone. No balls and a strike on Neto. Dodgers are 9-13 in their last 22 games, so they've been struggling to score runs, and some losses have piled up there lately. You know, you see the line for Ciccone. Now, certainly 89 pitches stands out, a pretty high pitch count in 4 innings. As Neto, it's a fly ball to right. This one sends Martinez back. It's pretty deep out near the wall, and Martinez makes the catch right in front of the fence in right field as Neto flirted with extra bases. 1 out here in the 5th inning.
Ball just kept carrying. It's a pretty good idea how it carries to right center in this ballpark.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike Trout.
I'll bring up Mike Trout. Angels had 5 hits and a walk against Ciccone. Ran the pitch count up, and we know Ciccone 3rd time around has really been bad. A 447 opponent's average 3rd time through the order. So the Guardians not taking any chances today in a 1-0 game as Gaddis flips in a strike with his changeup. But yeah, it sure has changed, and well, maybe it's a lack of ego or just a level of acceptance or tolerance by starting pitchers these days. But man, Slade Ciccone comes out after 4 scoreless innings and 7 strikeouts, and you know he'll talk all about what the team needs and what the team wants after. And you know, I don't know if it's right or wrong, but these starting pitchers just have come to accept that this is how it is now.
When you haven't given up no runs, there's no way you're okay with coming out of the game in 4 innings with 7 punch-outs.
Well, he looks happy. No balls, 2 strikes on Trout.
I'll be unhappy for him then.
As Gaddis misses with the changeup, there's Ciccone chatting it up in the dugout. Trout lasers one out toward left center. Back for it is Schneemann toward the wall. It's over his head and off the wall. Schneemann plays it in quickly. Trout dives for a double.
Well, they played that one well off the wall again, and Trout picks up his 2nd hit, his 6th double, another extra base hit against the Guardians. Slider was down,
Now batting for Los Angeles,
and Trout
the first base
covered that one about 106 miles per hour off the bat.
Johnny Well.
Well, they played the caroms off the wall so good. Quan did earlier. That one there too. Made another close play at 2nd base.
The Angels have their 6th hit, their 2nd double of this game. And we'll see if they can get a hit with a man in scoring position for the first time. Nolan Shonowell is 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, this is a real good changeup. Goes it a lot to lefties. Fastball still pretty firm, 93, 97. We'll also throw a curveball and a slider.
Gaddis, a guy we've seen typically more toward the ends of games in the past, gets a high strike call, and Shonowell wants to challenge it.
The pitch was rolled to strike. The hitter's challenging.
Oh, he's going to be all right on that one. We've been wanting to see a challenge here so far.
This one powered by T-Mobile, way upstairs.
Call is overturned. Los Angeles has 2 challenges remaining.
So
That's
Shonowell,
a smile from Shonowell. He hasn't been all that successful so far with the challenges.
well, he knows where the high ones are, that's for sure. Shonowell about 6'3". 2 balls and no strikes to count. And Shonowell thought he held his swing there, but he didn't. 2-1 now. Can't challenge that, at least not yet. Gaddis had a forearm injury and started the season on the injured list, and he's not quite gotten back to form yet. As Shonowell's a chopper, right side, long range for Bazana, who gets the out at first.
Boy, that was a great play. He had to go a long, long way to run that one down. And spins around and makes a perfect throw to first.
Now batting for Los Angeles.
He's going to go up there and check out the replay.
A lot of ground covered on this chopper into the hole between first and second.
And the balance to be able to turn around and make a firm throw.
2 outs, Trout now at third base, and we'll see if Soler can get the Angels on the board and tie this game. Soler cracked a double down the left field side his first time.
Team leader in RBI so far.
Ball 1 from Gaddis. Gaddis was the American League leader in holds last year. Again, we're used to seeing him in the 7th or 8th inning of a game.
He's been really good for the Guardians.
Still not at his true level after having that forearm injury to start the year. 1 ball, no strikes on Soler. Tim Herron has gotten up in the Cleveland pen. It's going to be a long night for their bullpen after Ciccone only went 4 innings.
Looking fastball here if you're Soler.
Got a slider that he swung through, and it's 2-1.
No, that was a hanger too. A flat slider.
Bailey keeps that one around home plate. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Such a difference maker defensively. That was well out of the strike zone. Not anticipating that changeup going anywhere near that part. You see, he's setting up in. He made that look pretty easy.
2-time Gold Glover as a Giant now with Cleveland. And Soler foul tips one to make it 3-2. You know what? Bailey getting traded in the middle of the season. He's going to have to learn all these Cleveland pitchers' tendencies. It's part of the reason why he didn't play yesterday. They wanted to give him a study day. Soler, it's a high pop-up. And once again, the Angels with men on base can't get anybody home. Marocchio backpedals for the out, and Trout's double is squandered. Walbert Arenas relied heavily on his changeup tonight against a Cleveland team that has struggled to hit that particular pitch all season. The Guardians have struck out 4 times on it, although they do have a run on 3 hits, all against the changeup as well, including the home run by Martinez in the 3rd. He's due up after Schneemann, who leads off here in the 5th inning. Schneemann struck out his first time. Arena hasn't walked anybody tonight. We talked about this Guardian lineup walking a lot. Well, Walbert Arena has not allowed a free pass in any of these 4 innings.
He's be able to get back in a lot of counts, whether using his changeup or now his sweeper. It's been a little bit better.
1 ball, 1 strike on Schneemann, and that's one that Urania wants to challenge.
Yes.
The pitcher's roll the ball. The pitcher's challenging.
I've rarely seen the Angels pitchers challenge calls all year, and Urania gets that one wrong.
The call is confirmed. Los Angeles has 1 challenge remaining.
If you go around the league, the pitchers have largely been unsuccessful when challenging their own pitches.
Yeah, because you always feel every pitch he throws is a strike. Trust me.
Ball 3 to Schneemann.
Yeah, you could tell that was a frustrated one right there, because he felt that was a strike. And this is where it's really important for Urania just to slow it down. Don't try extra hard. The old saying is try easy.
3-1, and there is the first walk issued by Urania today. The pitchers have only had 35% success rate on challenges this season entering today.
He's had some success with his changeup, and it's a great changeup too, against one of the all-time great hitters, Ramirez too. That one's running off the plate. We showed it earlier. Real good spot, 92, 93 with the changeup, and again out in front, soft contact. And big reason why he's been pitching so well here tonight and this season.
Ball in the dirt will move the runner over. So now Schneemann is at second base after a walk and a wild pitch.
He's trying to turn the glove the other way around, and the ball in the dirt like that, it's tough to be able to scoop that one.
Martinez, who has homered for the only run so far in this game, fouls this one off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Son of a former major league catcher, Sandy Martinez, whose claim to fame was catching Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game for the Cubs in 1998.
That's a pretty good game.
Yeah. All 2 to Angel Martinez. Three and 1 now.
Well, it feels like after that missed challenge where Urania thought he threw a strike with his changeup, it's been a little bit different. It's kind of speeding up. You got to slow it down.
Fly ball to right. This one hit pretty well. It's Adell back near the wall. Adell leaping, and he makes the catch.
He is unreal.
At the top of the wall, Adell brings back what looked like a home run. He's done it again.
Yes. Well, there'll be another baseball card with that on. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable.
Let's check it to see if this would have indeed been a home run.
He timed it perfectly, and he brought it back. Unreal. Wow, what a great view here. Yes. Jumpin' Joe.
The home run robbery king of 2026 has yanked back another after the historic 3 that he had in one night against the Mariners. He really hasn't even had a chance for another one since that game. We were just talking about how unlikely it was to have 3 in a game, to even have 3 chances in a game to do it, let alone catch all 3. And now really what is his first chance to rob a home run since that night. Jo Adell brings this one back from Martinez.
His timing was perfect again. The jump up there on top of the wall, bring that one back. Remember, that was a 1-0 game too, but the Halos were winning 1-0 in that one.
Infield is in with Bailey at the plate as he fouls one off, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
When you really need that swing and miss from Urania, make that even better of a play for Jo Adell. That's unreal. That's his 4th this year.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Bailey, who lined out his last time. Chase Silseth has gotten up in the Angels bullpen with Urania, nearing 90 pitches. 2-2 on Bailey. Ground ball to first. Shotwell will not throw it home. Sheeman scores as Shotwell steps on the bag. 2 outs. Bailey gets the RBI with the infield in. Shotwell had a chance, but thought better of it when he saw how quickly Schneemann was getting down the line.
Again, it goes down to everything that Cleveland does. They do it by the book, and that's just a great read on a contact play.
Ultimately, I think Shotwell made the right decision.
Yes, he did. I mean, that's a great read and go. All the little things Cleveland does.
You expect there with the infield in that there's going to be a play at the plate on a ground ball hit right at an infielder. The ball wasn't hit that hard, and Schneemann got such a good jump that it looked like he would have beaten that throw even if Shotwell had made a perfect one.
Making contact, getting the job done with a guy in scoring position.
The leadoff walk, then a wild pitch, then the fly out by Martinez, and Bailey brings him home to make it 2-0. And for the second straight day, well, the Angels have out-hit the Guardians while not beating them in the run column, at least to this point. 2 runs, 3 hits for Cleveland, no runs, 6 hits for the Angels, who've left 7 men on base. This will end the inning as Rocchio pops it up to Neto. The Guardians grab another run, and it's 2-0 as we head to the 6th. Could have been more, though. Jump in, Joe Adell. At it again.
The second baseman, number 5, Juan Griffin.
Well, the Guardians were able to squeeze out a run thanks to a leadoff walk, a wild pitch, a fly out, and a ground down. That's an important run now in this game as Cleveland makes it 2-0. And here's a bunt attempt from Grissom right back to the mound. Couldn't have been an easier one for Gaddis to handle. And that's the first out on the first pitch here in the 6th inning. Joe Adell with his 4th home run robbery of the year, his first real chance to bring one back since that 3 home run robbery night at home.
Unreal. I guess they got to make another Topps baseball card of another home run robbery for Joe Adell.
Stephen Vogt sent Hunter Gaddis back out for the 6th inning, and well, couldn't have been a better way to go for it for Gaddis. Threw 1 pitch, a bunt out, and now he's out of the game. Angels baseball on ABTV, brought to you by Stubba, proud partner of Angels baseball, and by Pechanga Resorts Casino. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga, conveniently located right off the I-15 in Temecula. Another home run robbery from Joe Adell. He says he's still got it.
Got the hops.
New pitcher is Tim Herron for Cleveland, which draws Oswald Peraza into the game to bat for Moncada. As lefty Herron takes over and swings in ball 1.
Fastball 93-97. Curveball slider. Still looking to give up that first run of the year.
16 appearances, no runs allowed. There's a base hit down the right field line from Peraza, bouncing all the way into the right field corner. Peraza will get to second base as Martinez has some trouble. Now Peraza tries for third. The throw too late.
Triple.
A pinch hit triple.
That's some speed. Right down the first base line. Got around in that corner. Gets by Martinez. It's just like that. I love that aggressive base run. He would have taken a perfect throw. Unable to do so. He picked it up himself.
Strike 1 to Joe Adell. Angels with another scoring chance. They've had men in scoring position throughout the night. Haven't gotten one home yet. That's the 7th hit without a run. It sets up a chance with Peraza down at third base. As Adell takes ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He had a triple, 2 doubles too amongst the hits. Still looking for that first run.
Adell walked his last time. Tim Herron has not given up a run yet in 16 appearances this year.
Very important at the very least now with 2 strikes, a ground ball, the middle infielders get the run home.
It's a bouncer foul. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. One thing about Herron is not a big strikeout guy. He only has 6 strikeouts in 12 2/3 innings. So you feel like put one in play here and at least get that run home with the infield back.
He throws that curveball a lot too with a 1-2 count to a righty. See if he can get one up in the zone to drive in the air.
Line drive center field. That'll get a run home. Schneemann makes the catch. Here comes Peraza, and the Angels get on the board. A pinch hit triple turns into a run. It's 2-1.
Ball was crushed too by Adele. Another baseball hit hard in the air. Job done.
Now batting for Los Angeles.
Ball was about 104.5 off the bat. It was a low launch angle, and it was a rocket.
It's about as productive as you can be when you're coming off the bench for a team that's been shut out so far tonight to immediately inject a run.
So now he's got an ERA, Herron.
Yes, he does. As Oswald Peraza batting for Moncada gets the Angels going. And now here's Lowe against a left-handed pitcher in Herron. No balls, 1 strike. It's been a few years since the Angels have had a pinch hit triple. To go back to 2023 for the last time it happened. Joe Adele was the one who did it.
I love that aggressive base running too. He looked back and saw the ball away from Martinez and took that shot.
Strike at the knees of Lowe. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Angels are on the board. They still have not had a hit with a man in scoring position in this game. They've got 7 other ones, and now their first run.
And you wonder if that's going to be it for Urenu. Threw the ball really, really well again.
Silseth has been up for a while, so he'll be ready for the bottom of the 6th. Looks like that is the end for Urenu today. Lowe strikes out to end the inning. Oswald Peraza comes off the bench and gives the Angels some life. A pinch hit triple turns into their first run today. Be one of the first 25,000 fans in attendance at the Big A Monday, June 1st against Colorado. Walk away with a new City Connect cooler tote courtesy of Yakult probiotic drink. Angels.com/promotions for more info.
By the way, how about that inning for Joe Adele? Rob a home run and then drive in a run.
Take that.
Yes.
Good inning for Joe Adele, and we'll see if the Angels can come back in this one all the way. They have cut the Cleveland lead in half now, 2-1, as Silseth enters the game on the mound. Peraza stays in to play third base. We've seen some times where Peraza has played second base with Grissom at third. At least that's how it's been the last few times Peraza has played, but Peraza will just go into third base and Grissom will stay at second in this instance. Stephen Kwan looks at a strike.
I think this is the comfort of Grissom being at second base to start the game, and he's played there a number of times. Peraza also has played some solid third, but he's been unbelievable at second.
Kwan with a base hit his first time. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Urania, 2 runs allowed on 3 hits in 5 innings. I thought it was impressive to come away against this lineup with only 1 walk. Well, that walk did end up scoring after a wild pitch and a couple of outs. That looked like a strike. 3-1 is the count on Kwan leading off. As he pops this one up foul behind home plate, it's 3-2. A little bit of talk about with the way Kwan has struggled here lately to move him out of the leadoff spot and put Bazana into it. The Guardians shut down that conversation pretty quickly and said they haven't even thought about it. Kwan trying to hold up, takes ball 4, and that's a leadoff walk. So Urania was largely able to stay away from the base on balls today, but now the bullpen has to.
That's the big issue for the bullpen.
And now batting for the Guardians is designated hitter, number 24.
Just the trust in pounding the strike zone.
Angels relievers have issued 91 walks in 158 innings this year. The starters 105 walks in 215 innings.
Silseth has a great pickoff move.
Both walk rates are pretty high, but for the Angels relievers, I mean that's over 5 walks per 9 innings.
Yeah, I mean when you come out of the bullpen, and, you know, generally the game is on the line. You can't give base runners like that. That's the frustrating thing, especially when you have your game plan as far as what you want to do as far as attacking the strike zone, and then your defense too.
Two balls, no strikes. Well, Silseth walking Kwan to start the inning, now behind DeLauder. Again, these guys are not going to chase much. That's a strike over the outside corner. It's 2-1. Silseth has issued 11 walks in 13 1/3 innings so far this year.
He has that splitter. He can get that ground ball in an infielder though.
Ball 3 in the dirt. And we have Ramirez on deck.
Had to go after him with a fastball there. 95. Silseth has some velo on his fastball. He can get up to 97. Also has that good sweeper and splitter.
3-2. Kwan is running, and it's ball 4 to DeLauder. So back-to-back walks starting Silseth's night after Urania only walked 1 in 5 innings. Silseth comes out of the gate wild and draws Mike Maddox to the mound with Jose Ramirez due up. We'll see how this turns out after we find out what there is to eat tonight at Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Long homestand. We have many visits there now coming up. Finally a long homestand for the Halos.
3 teams will visit the Big A starting Friday. The Dodgers for 3, then the A's for 4, and then a 3-game set with the Texas Rangers to wrap up that long homestand. Angels will spend a lot of time in the Pacific time zone starting Friday. They only have just that Detroit-Tampa series, a road trip outside the Pacific time zone until July. Ramirez had a good cut fouling off the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. A no-hitter alert in Pittsburgh, and wonder if this could be the night for Paul Skeens. 59 pitches, 5 no-hit innings.
And the only base runner, you hit the guy.
And 7 strikeouts as well. Ramirez lines it left center. Trout sizing it up, makes the catch, and the runners don't tag. So one away here in the 6th.
It's a big out against Ramirez, that's for sure. Got to keep an eye very your look to second base now too.
It's been a while since a starting pitcher has thrown a no-hitter. Have to go back to Blake Snell in August of 2024. The last time a starting pitcher threw a no-hitter. There were no no-hitters at all in the major leagues last year.
That's important there. That step off, that's one disengagement. Now you can only have one more pickoff if you try that at second. Before that base runner will be probably on the move.
I mentioned the Guardians like to steal third. Manzardo at the plate here as he looks at a strike. Cleveland leads the major leagues, or rather leads the American League in stealing third. Vaughn's at second base, DeLauder's at first.
Martinez working hard here with Silseth to try to get that 0 put up.
Just trying to stay close here, only down by a run.
Quan had a much bigger lead there too. So also you can put that pickoff on too with pitch come there too. The relay from the catcher.
Quan trying to get a lead off of second. Manzardo, it's a ground ball to second. Grissom over to second base for one. Neto with a fake throw to first, looks at third. And they get the out at second base to retire DeLauder. 2 outs, runners on the corners now.
It's a good play by Grissom too, because you still keep that force out in play in case there's a baseball in the hole.
The second baseman, number 37, Travis Bazana.
Bazana will be the batter now. He's 0 for 2 today. Struck out his last time, grounded out earlier. That Australian band Men at Work playing him up to the plate. From Hornsby, Australia initially, went to high school in Sydney. Basically all he brought to the U.S. with him when he went to Oregon State was his favorite Australian treats. He bought 5 pounds of Tim Tams with him.
What would that be? Is there a chance I'm eating that?
No. 1 ball, 1 strike on Bazana. Fly ball left center field, should end the inning. Silseth walked the first 2, but gets out of it.
Boy, clutch. Good conversation with Mike Maddox when he went out to the mound. Turned it all around for him.
And your Angels bobblehead collection with a Yusei Kikuchi bobblehead. The first 25,000 fans Monday, June 8th will take home their very own Yusei Kikuchi bobblehead courtesy of JAE, Japan Aviation Electronics Industry Limited. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Hopefully that shoulder's getting stronger for Kikuchi.
It is Eric Sabrowski on the mound for the Guardians here. He's been their best setup man so far this year. Swing and a miss by Sebastian Rivero. Pinch hitting for Martinez to start this 7th inning.
A lot of trust, especially with all the right-handed bats following here for Rivero.
Wonder if they might ask Sabrowski to go 2 innings here ahead of Cade Smith, who has been their closer in the wake of Emmanuel Clase's removal from the sport after his gambling allegations came up. No balls, 2 strikes on Rivero here.
Pretty firm fastball, sneaky fastball, 94-95. Also throws a curveball and a sweeper.
Sabrowski originally from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, as he strikes out Rivero. One away here in the 7th inning. The Guardians, they lose a world-class closer in Clase, and they stick Cade Smith in there, and he's been great for them.
They really have done a great job with their pitching developments over the years. Their pitching lab has really worked well, very similar to what you see in Milwaukee.
Sobrowski has made 61 major league appearances over the last 3 seasons, and his ERA is 1.5.
Carl Lewis does a lot of good things with this pitching staff and has so for a long time. That's what we're talking about.
Upstairs to Neto, it's 2-0. Sobrowski's only allowed 3 big league home runs in 60 innings, only 27 hits given up for Sobrowski. Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes on Neto. He takes ball 3.
Neto with 24 walks this season. He had 33 all last year.
Well, that's one thing that Neto has pointing in the right direction this year. He's trying to get everything else together. He takes ball 4 here, so that's a 4-pitch walk to put Zach Neto aboard as the tying run with 1 out here in the 7th.
And Trout already with a solid game with a single and a double. Just missed a home run his last at bat.
That was a laser off the wall in left center field, resulting in a 2-base hit for Trout, his first extra base hit on this road trip. Neto with a pretty big lead at first as Trout rather takes ball 1. That's 5 in a row out of the zone. Neto has 7 steals, but he's been caught 4 times. He's been caught more often than the rest of the team combined. 2-0 on Trout.
Good spin rate on his 4-seamer. He rides it, stays true out of his hand, but he hasn't been able to locate it now 6 in a row.
Trout had a massive cut. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's Alleman warming up now in the Cleveland bullpen. All 3 to Trout.
Well, you know you're going to get a fastball here for Trout. You just got to get it right in your zone. He had a good batting session earlier today, and he's already shown it so far with 2 hits.
Fouled that one away. 3-2 now.
Don't think you go here if you're Neto. In that long conversation with Adam Eaton.
It's ball 4. Trout draws a walk.
Thought they were going to challenge that for a second.
Patrick Bailey, who steals more strikes than anyone, wasn't able to get that call, and it was out of the zone anyway. So Trout able to follow up Neto's walk with one of his own, and now it'll be Shonowell with the tying and go-ahead runs aboard as Carl Willis comes out. So the Angels trying to set up a comeback here in the 7th, down 2-1. Take a drive with Kia. Angels have had a lot of opportunities to knock some runs in tonight. 1 run on 7 hits. A few walks have been issued. The Angels are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position.
I think part of that too, that conversation was just to vary your look to second, because there's good speed on the bases for the Angels here now. Ramirez has to play a little bit further away from the bag at third.
Nolan Shonowell at the plate. Runners on first and second. Swing and a miss. Sobrowski with that slider. He's been tough for lefties to square up.
See a long look there at Rocchio at the shortstop position by the bag, with Neto trying to time it.
Left-handers have hit just 108 against Sobrowski in the big leagues. 2 for 22 this year. Well, one of those hits is a home run.
Neto's got his attention now. That's good.
Fouled away. 0-2. J.J. Weatherholt homered off of Sobrowski earlier this year, the Cardinals rookie second baseman. It's a 2-1 game in the 7th inning. The Angels trying to even up this series. They haven't won a series here in 13 years. And Shotwell down on strikes, 2 down.
Got to go after that slider below the strike zone.
Los Angeles, the designated hitter number 12.
He's just trying to punch that ball the other way, unable to make contact.
Brings up Jorge Soler, doubled his last time. Soler, the team leader in RBIs. He's driven in 28 this year. Neto's at second base, Trout's at first. Soler takes one way upstairs.
It's not an easy play to make a play on that when there's a catcher, because you're expecting that fastball down. That was so far above the strike zone, but how quick he was to get up there and catch that. That was not easy.
Now ball 2.
Big pitch to drive here now for Soler.
Touches the inside corner with that slider, and it's 2-1.
So often you're seeing pitchers get back in the counts with secondary pitches. That's how you're successful at the major league level, doing that.
Saw it allow with Urania in his changeup today. 2-1 on Soler. Ball 3. Couple of 1-out walks put Neto and Trout on base. There's Grissom hoping for a chance here as the Angels want to at least tie it up here, if not take the lead. 3 balls, 1 strike on Jorge Soler. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Now an advantage for the Angels is that the runners will be going with the pitch. Ball even in the gap would give the Angels the lead potentially. On 3-2, Soler swings and misses to end the inning. The Angels now 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position tonight.
All right, what is your all-time favorite, either past or present movie?
I mean, that's another tough one, right?
Karate Kid one, that's my favorite. Yeah.
Favorite?
You know that?
No, I gotta find out about that one.
That's,
Good one?
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
I like the Bob Marley movie. That one's pretty cool, but I think like Transformers, you know, the original one is one that kind of lives forever, you know.
What was the question?
Favorite movie, past or present?
Of all time.
Yeah. Well, I can only. Let me. What would you say, Wayne? I'm scratching my head on that one.
What do you think I'm going to say?
Goodfellas, Godfather 1 or 2.
I think you're in the right neighborhood. There's a liner foul from Rhys Hoskins. You know, being here in Cleveland, though, I think my favorite baseball movie is Major League.
Yeah.
That's always I think that's the funniest one.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give you that one. By the way, it's crazy. I never saw Karate Kid, the first one. I seen Cobra Kai every single episode.
How could you watch Cobra Kai without watching the original Karate Kid?
My son got me into that one, so I never miss an episode.
You don't know Mr. Miyagi, though. He's not in Cobra Kai.
No. But I know that whole area in the San Fernando Valley very, very well, so I felt pretty comfortable with that.
1 ball, 1 strike on Rhys Hoskins batting for Schneemann, leading off here in the bottom of the 7th against Pomeranz, and the curve gets in to make it 1-2.
You got to know Eric, what's your all-time favorite?
I love that Wayne. Oh, challenge here first, guys.
Well, that's all right. We'll figure it out. Go ahead. I want to know your favorite movie.
I just like that Wayne always changes the rules for the Gooby Tuesday question. He went from favorite movie to just baseball movie strictly. But Wayne and I are entirely predictable, right? Of course, is some Italian of sorts. Mine is Devil Wears Prada. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
Have you seen the new one yet?
Because we've had so much free time. Maybe Thursday.
Thursday is an off day, yes. Two balls and a strike on Hoskins. And that's ball 3. Devil Wears Prada. You've seen that?
No. Was that quick? I heard it was good, though. My wife said it was really,
Meryl
really
Streep's
good.
in it. You know?
Yeah,
she's
incredible. I did see the last like 5-10 minutes of it, though, so I feel pretty comfortable.
The
with that.
last 5 minutes of it?
Yeah, because my wife said, hey, you want to watch this one because they're going to go see the new one, and they liked it.
Hoskins draws the lead off. Well, what's yours?
Well, you know, it used to be Tombstone. It was my all-time favorite. But you know what? Top Gun Maverick right now, as you can tell with the plane, that I watch it like 8,000 times every time. Even if it's a 45-minute flight from Toronto to Cleveland here,
Just
I still
watching it
manage
fast forward.
Yes, I did. Yes, I can't help myself. Maverick, Top Gun Maverick. I love it.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
What happened to Tombstone? It got worse over time?
No. It topped them a little bit. Because you know Huckleberry.
Onel Martinez hit a home run left-handed earlier, batting right-handed here. He takes ball 1 from Pomeranz, who walked Hoskins to start this inning. What's your favorite red Trans Am? That should be the next question.
You know, I've still been in search of trying to find that one. 1982.
You gotta get it.
Yeah, I know.
Bring it back. All the old hits are coming back. Devil Wears Prada 2 is out.
Yeah, the first one was in 06.
It still feels like kind of a new movie to you, though, doesn't it? Even though it's 20 years old.
Oh, for sure.
1 ball, 1 strike on Martinez. You know, to Erica's point, the first rule of Gooby Tuesday is that there are no rules.
0 rules.
Whatever Wayne says, I guess.
Becomes a free-for-all.
It does.
Gooby, if you didn't say Top Gun Maverick, I was going to be concerned.
Yes.
Every flight.
Every flight.
Every single
I've never
flight.
even seen you watch Tombstone. Well,
Not
usually on the
Tombstone.
flights.
Well, between that and I got Gladiator, I always go with that one, too. Especially when Max Stassi goes by me. Or Max. Well, it's right across from me. Maximus.
Well, what about Max Line One? He's
Yes.
around us a lot more than Stassi is. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Martinez.
Believe me, I'm in search of Tombstone on our movies on the
just
plane,
haven't
but it
found
hasn't
it
been
yet.
there. No, it's not on there.
Bounce to third. It is Peraza down the line, firing to second, past Grissom into right field. That is Halpin, the pinch runner for Hoskins, going to third base. And the Guardians have men on the corners now after Oswald Peraza fired that ball beyond Grissom's reach.
Right down the line and stays fair. Quickly on the transfer, had to be a perfect throw. Would have been a bang bang play. And a leadoff walk, some stress.
Gave Martinez a base hit. He's figuring that Halpin might have been safe at second anyway. Thought it would be a fielder's choice, but instead it's a hit and an error, putting the runner at third base now with Martinez at first.
I'm not so sure how that's a hit.
Yeah, I'm not either. I guess, like I said, it was based on maybe thinking Halpin would be safe at second regardless. David Fry is the pinch hitter for Bailey. Martinez takes off and he'll get second base on a steal. So the Guardians now with runners on second and third, nobody out against Pomeranz.
Just a huge jump going on first movement.
Really, when you need your bullpen to be sharp, to keep it close. Walk, an infield hit in error has put Pomeranz on the ropes here. Remember, Pomeranz was originally drafted by the Indians in 2010. He was their number 5 overall pick. Drafted in the first round out of Ole Miss. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. They traded him to Colorado not long after for Ubaldo Jimenez. Jose Fermin is throwing. We talked about Pomeranz's great grandfather who pitched for Cleveland in the 1920s. 2 balls and a strike on Fry. Fly ball, shallow center. Trout has a long way to come in for this. He makes the catch on the run, and the runners won't tag.
Good jump for Trout on that one. Big out.
Fry flies out, 1 away, and the runners stay at second and third.
See how far back Trout is playing, how far he's got to come in on that one.
Now Brian Rocchio, switch hitter, will turn around to bat right-handed against the lefty Pomeranz. Angels will keep their infield in with Halpin at third base. He's running for Hoskins, who walked. Martinez is at second.
So tough here with a contact hitter here too in Rocchio.
Strike 1 from Pomeranz. After Walbert Urania only walked 1 hitter, the Angel bullpen has walked 3. No runs given up yet. Ball 1 to Rocchio. Slapped foul, and it's 1-2.
It's a matter of what pitch Pomeranz thinks he can get a swing and miss with here. His knuckle curve is his big strikeout pitch. And he might try that 4-seam fastball above the strike zone.
Rocchio doesn't strike out a lot, tends to put the ball in play. Only 14 times he has struck out this year. Flies it to right field. This will be deep enough to score the run. Adele backs up to make the catch. Tagging from third base, Halpin comes in. So a leadoff walk comes around to score to make it 3-1 Guardians.
So that's twice now leadoff walk has come around to score for the Guardians.
One earlier aided by a wild pitch. This one aided by an error. Cleveland gets a much needed insurance run.
The left fielder, number 38, Stephen Watt.
A no-hit bid for Paul Skeens ended in the 7th inning. Mickey Moniak had a base hit.
He's done a real nice job for Colorado this year.
He's at 300. Skeens, though, 10 strikeouts in 7 one-hit innings tonight.
Got a double play right after that.
Ball, no strikes on Kwan, who walked his last time. It's a strike on the inside corner. Yankees lead Baltimore tonight 6-2. That game is in the 7th inning.
I think he's been struggling a little bit himself lately.
They've lost 4 in a row entering today. Trent Grisham, a 3-run homer in that game. Kwan pops it up. So the Guardians settle for 1, but it's a big one for them as they add to their lead. Now 3-1 as we head to the 8th. Get ready for the World Cup when we bring the pitch to the Big A. An Angels soccer jersey, the first 25,000 fans. Friday, June 12th against the Rays. We'll take home an Angels soccer jersey courtesy of Miller Children's and Women's Hospital. Visit angels.com/promotions. Cleveland with some defensive changes, with Petey Halpin staying in the game to play center field after running for Rhys Hoskins. Austin Hedges is now behind the plate as the Guardians use all 3 of their catchers here, with David Fry batting for Bailey last inning, and now Hedges going in to catch Franco Alaman, who made his major league debut the other day. Threw a lot of gas in a couple of innings against the Twins, and now in his second major league game, he's the setup man in the 8th inning.
Go get him.
Angels just have not been able to get the big hits today. 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They've left 9 men on base. 1 ball 2 strikes on Grissom. There's Halpin in center field.
Just need that base runner, bring that tying run to the dish right away.
Peraza had a pinch hit triple his first time. He has scored the only Angel run tonight. Bad next as Grissom fouls one back.
His job is fouling that one off. That is a tall pitcher out there also. Running that 4-seamer at 97. He's got that good sweeper.
6'6" Alaman. He's 25. He came from Cuba. Lived there until he was 11 years old and ended up in Florida and went to University of Florida.
I am, but I haven't checked it. When did you send it up?
Grissom with a fly ball, right center field. It struck well. Halpin is back out near the wall. It's gone. Opposite field tanked for Vaughn Grissom, and the Angels get one back. They're back within a run.
That's a good swing on that one. 102.7. This kept drifting and going to right center. Going 406.
Second home run for Grissom. That ball was crushed.
What a great swing going the opposite field too.
Now batting for Los Angeles, number 2, Oswald Peraza.
It's back to a 1-run game, and now it's Peraza who had a triple and a run scored as a pinch hitter his first time up tonight, taking ball 1.
A lot of fellas running to get on Gooby Tuesdays there. You got a triple from Peraza, home run by Grissom.
I know the area well.
That speed too at the plate here for Peraza if he can get on base. He's got power too to tie it up.
He's had a handful of home runs, including one on this road trip in Toronto. Ground ball softly hit here. Rocchio is in for it. With a quick throw, retires Peraza. One out here in the 8th inning as Grissom goes deep.
Fastball was upstairs. That's just the perfect swing. A nice level swing at it too. Good power the other way. Now one out in front. Did try to pull it. Nice play.
He catch it or he missed it?
I'm going to give him the catch.
There's Joe Adell. Maybe we can send another one that way. Joe Adell has robbed a home run tonight. There have been a few games in his career in which he has both robbed a homer and hit one.
He drove in a run in the same inning. He robbed a home run, so you might as well hit one out now, Joe.
Took one away from Angel Martinez, who also has a home run tonight. He's bidding for a second. And Adell leapt up to the top of the wall to snag one back. 1-2 now on Adell. 97 on that fastball from Oliver. Sam Bachman is up in the bullpen with Fermin.
Last time with 2 strikes, Joe did a nice job of crushing the ball to center field for a sac fly.
Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's Cade Smith getting ready in the Guardians bullpen. Adell fouls that one off his foot.
When you're watching at home, you see a batter foul a baseball off the foot. It's like dropping a weight on your foot. Right at the ankle. It's got that padding there, but you're still going to feel that right at your ankle.
So I just fell in love with the place. I went down there back maybe 5-6 years ago on a golfing trip. And,
Holloman has dealt with some injuries over the last couple of years. Hernia surgery in 2024, had a lat injury last year. Taking him a little longer to get to the major leagues, 25 years old. As Adele pops this one up.
We got away with that one though.
And Zardo with the catch, 2 outs. Now Josh Lowe will stand in.
Now batting for Los Angeles, the left fielder number 3, Josh Lowe.
Angels in danger of another series loss here in Cleveland. Last time they won a series here, 2013. They've only had 4 wins here in the last decade.
so probably not as much as I should. You know, Chris is still there, and Jay and husband, and probably not as much as I should.
1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Lowe. Has struck out twice today. Angels have struck out 11 times in this game, 7 by the starter Ciccone. Sabrowski had 3 strikeouts in the 7th, 2 with men on first and second. Now it's 1 and 2 on Lowe. The Braves are ahead of the Cubs 4-2. They're in the 5th inning in Atlanta. Teams with the 2 best records in the National League. Atlanta 15 games over 500. Mike Yastrzemski has a home run for them.
A lot of fastballs from Holloman up in his zone.
Seattle's won 8 straight against Houston. They lead them again tonight 2-0 in the 2nd inning. As Lowe takes ball 3.
Again, a lot of speed at the plate. Getting on base.
Give Rivero a chance, and also would turn the lineup over too. The top of the order due up behind him. Lowe shoots one toward the right field corner. It's deep toward the wall. It is a foul ball.
Not a lot of foul territory down the line either. Just foul. Slider down. You can imagine now he's going to see a 4-seamer up.
Still 3-2 on Lowe. 3-2 score after the leadoff homer in this inning by Vaughn Grissom. There's ball 4, so Lowe does get on base, which will bring Rivero to the plate, and I can't imagine they'd wait very long to get Josh Lowe going here.
Going to the bullpen now too.
Guardians had their closer up, Cade Smith. Looks like Stephen Vogt will ask him to pick up 4 outs here tonight.
Today, drive to the hills, and Grissom drives that one to the hills. Let's make it a 1-run deficit. Now you have speed at the first base too, one of the all-time best as far as stealing bases. Josh Lowe, so run to the hills and keep on running.
See if the Angels get Lowe started here and put Rivero in a position where a base hit could tie the game. Cade Smith has 11 saves this year. He has racked up a ton of strikeouts over the course of his still relatively young major league career. He had over 100 strikeouts in each of his first 2 big league seasons as a reliever. Saved 16 games last year after Clase left.
Whoa.
Goes right up to the top of Rivero there for ball 1.
That's he has a fastball at 94, 98. His splitter throws a lot of splitters. He's allowed 6 stolen bases, only 2 caught in his career.
1 ball, no strikes. Lowe with a big lead, not running, and now it's 1-1. Smith only the 2nd reliever in major league history to have over 100 strikeouts in each of his first 2 years. Dick Raditz did it for the Red Sox in the early 1960s. Rivero swings through that, and it's 1-2. Smith with 231 strikeouts in 167 major league innings.
Take a shot right now.
Surprised he hasn't gone yet. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Rivero stays alive. I mean, one thing you're worried about with Lowe is if he does get caught by Austin Hedges, who has a good arm, then you'd have Rivero leading off the 9th inning and not Neto.
He hit the ball well to that right side. Looks like that's what he's trying to do, is punch it that way.
Still 1-2 the count on Rivero. Expect Smith to be around the plate. Might as well get a head start if you're Josh Lowe here. Not running yet. Rivero trying to hold his swing, is out on strikes to end the inning. So Cade Smith leaves the tying run at first. It is still 3-2. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th, encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you today. Jose Fermin will try to keep this a 1-run game. The Angels will have the top of their order up in the top of the 9th inning against Cade Smith. So it's really imperative that Fermin keeps it 3-2. Chase DeLauder takes ball 1 way upstairs. Now Bachman had been up in the bullpen, but the Angels elect to go to Fermin, and it seemed to be along the thinking that if they had tied the game, that we would have seen Bachman. But wins have been tough to come by. It's a 1-run game anyway. Cade Smith's going to be out there for the 9th inning. Why not just let Bachman? If Bachman's your better option, why not just let Bachman pitch here?
Such a close game. This is a 1-run deficit. You cannot afford to give up any more runs here. The way Smith is throwing the baseball, you're just hoping for a mistake by him.
Sometimes teams will do that to save a reliever, or you have guys that you trust more with the lead or in a tie game, and that makes sense in a long season. But the Angels need to start racking up wins here.
Yes,
it's important to keep this a 1-run game. Two balls, 2 strikes on DeLauder. DeLauder walked his last time, and he walks a lot. This whole team does. They've cashed in a couple leadoff walks for runs today. Ground ball to short. Neto with a backhand has it, and that's the big first out.
Solid play by Neto on that one. Be leading off the 9th.
Neto, Trout, Shonowell, then Soler. Jose Ramirez 0 for 3 today, which is his cool start to the year, hitting just .211. At some point that's going to turn, and Ramirez will start to barrel the ball a lot. Closing in on 300 career home runs.
Little drizzle.
Kind of drizzling throughout the game here as Ramirez hits a sharp ground ball down to a slide. Grissom picks it and throws him out.
What a play that was. Just mentioned how that little bit of rain, it's going to be a little quicker.
99 off the bat, had some skipping to it, and Grissom went down to just grab it right out of the grass.
See how that skipped right at the end too. So a couple baseballs hit pretty hard in this inning. Defense though, making a couple plays.
Kyle Manzardo stands in with 2 outs, and he hits a line drive to right. Adele backs up, makes the catch. Quick inning for Fermin. We'll see if the Angels can fight back against Cade Smith in the top of the 9th. Angels Live postgame presented by Kia following this one as the Angels try to finish a comeback here. It's been a tight one throughout. Cleveland put up a run in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. The Angels made it 2-1 with a run in the 6th inning. Guardians had it in the 7th. The Angels got it back in the 8th, and it's 3-2 entering the 9th inning. With Zach Neto leading off, top of the order here against Smith. Struck out Sebastian Rivero to end the 8th inning. Face Neto, Trout, and Shonowell here in the 9th.
Neto's real good on high fastballs.
First pitch was a breaking ball, and it's ball 1. Smith throws that fastball almost always at the top of the zone.
That should play into the swing for Neto.
Neto pops it up off the end of his bat to right. Angel Martinez in a few steps, 1 away. 0 for 4 for Neto today, and it brings up Trout.
Now batting for Los Angeles, the center fielder, number 27, Mike.
See the frustration there because he got his fastball just underneath it. He had a 54-degree launch angle on that one.
Trout's been on base 3 times tonight. He takes ball 1 from Smith. A single, a double, and a walk for Trout.
He's got 39 walks now in the season.
He's in the top 5 in the American League in a few categories, walks being one of them. He hits this one in the air, right center field. It sends back Halpin over to the warning track. Martinez there too, and it's the right fielder Martinez making the catch just shy of the track as Trout flies out 2 away. Two outs on 4 pitches for Smith to start this inning. Trout just missed that one. On a pitch that was down in the zone. We mentioned Smith typically throws the ball up. That one was more in Trout's wheelhouse. He was unable to drive it.
That was his spot too.
No balls, 2 strikes on Shonowell. As the Angels are on the verge of yet another series loss here in Cleveland. This team has not won a road series in quite a while. Still 0-2.
Surprised he went with a high fastball there. That's going to play into the swing of Shonowell to be able to hit that ball left center. He's had a tough time laying off that splitter off the plate down. Jo Adell robbed a home run, drove in one with a sac fly.
Shonowell 2 hits earlier today. Angels have 8 hits. They've out hit the Guardians 8-4.
He scored 2 runs today, the Guardians, without a hit.
Angels have 17 hits in this series. The Guardians have 11. And yet Cleveland 1 out away, 1 strike away from winning the first 2 games here. Imagine they'd give the win to Gaddis, and Urania would have a tough luck loss tonight. Shonowell can change that here. As he works the count up to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ball 3.
That was off the plate. Fans thought it was a strike. Well off the plate though.
Cleveland has 2 challenges left. Hedges didn't bother with one of them as that was well off. Now that ends it. Shonowell swings at ball 4 to end the game.
He's had a tough time laying off that pitch downstairs. That splitter down.
3-2 the final. Angel Martinez had a home run tonight. He is our Toyota player of the game.
And that big stolen base too to set up another run, and then he almost had another run driven in home run, but Jo Adell.
So the Guardians have won the first 2 games of this series. Angels will try to avoid a sweep tomorrow. We'll be back to wrap it up. Final in Cleveland tonight. The Guardians beat the Angels 3-2 as the Angels will try to avoid a sweep in the series. Tomorrow we'll have the pregame show underway at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow morning. Coming up next, Angels Live postgame presented by Kia with Gooby and Erica. For them, I'm Wayne Randazzo saying good night from Cleveland.